Welcome to the road least traveled. My name is Suli and I'm your host. In this podcast, I share with you what I've learned in my journey of spiritual awakening, and I hope that it helps you in yours. So stay with me. Let's figure this thing out together. 8 types of people to avoid when you're going through spiritual awakening. Now, this depends on which stage of the spiritual journey you're at. If you're at the beginning, then you should most definitely avoid them until you're strong enough to take them on, because they're going to keep pressing the snooze button of your alarm when you're trying to awaken. If you're not strong enough, you'll go back to sleep. I'm not blaming them. I'm not saying they're bad people. God knows at one time I've been one of the people you should avoid, which is why I can advise you to stay away from them if you want your journey to be a bit smoother. I mean, it's hard enough as it is. Spiritual awakening is not a one-time thing. It's not the romanticized version that we're led to believe. Well, not for most of us anyway. We go through levels of difficulty. It's like playing a video game. I personally have had no experience with spontaneous awakening where you get enlightened overnight. So I can only share with you my personal journey, which started a very, very, very long time ago, but it just suddenly sped up in recent years. And that's because I was extremely focused on not engaging with people who drag me down. It's not easy, I'll tell you that. It'll make you feel like a shitty person, but if you want to grow, you have to make that decision. Focus, focus, focus. You must be focused if you're on a spiritual journey. Now, for most people, it's not really a choice. We were just thrown into it for some reason. So instead of being neither here nor there, we have to decide to not take this path or to embrace it wholeheartedly. We need to decide what and whom to focus on, what to ignore, and what to accept, feel, and let go. How others behave is not our concern. Let them be. Our job is to accept them and let them leave our life and our thoughts. Don't judge them. Just don't let them live rent-free in your head. Everyone has a different journey. So again, this is just my personal experiences. I made the mistake of not trusting myself enough. In hindsight, if I did, I would have progressed faster, much faster. But I also know why I had to go through the mistakes, and it's so that I can explain to you and prevent you from falling into the potholes. So consider this the fast track on the spiritual journey. Okay, so these are the 8 types of people you should try to avoid. 1. This is probably the most difficult to come to terms with. These are people that you care about who don't care about you. This might have been a habit of a lifetime and you're blinded by your love for them, so you can't see or won't see that they don't care about you. You need to love yourself more. That way you'll know who cares for you and who doesn't. Tell you what, stop calling these people and see if they call you to genuinely ask about you. Someone once told me something profound and yet so simple. They said, if they can't text you or call you because they don't have your number, then they'll email you. If they don't have your email address, they'll message you on social media. If they don't even have access to your social media, they'll drive all the way to your house and knock on your door. So there really is no excuse for not contacting you when you've stopped contacting them, yeah? And please, don't feel bad about walking away from people who don't care about you. You need you. Be kinder to yourself, for God's sake. Number 2, fake people. Now, there's nothing wrong with being fake if that's what they want, but if you're going through a spiritual awakening, especially at the beginning stages, they're going to confuse you. It can be a bit tricky to know if they're genuine or fake. It takes time to know them, but I want to tell you a really fast and easy way to tell you if they're fake or genuine. Just be your authentic self. Fake people hate that. It irritates them. They'll just vanish and you don't have to do a thing. They'll just go find someone else to be fake with. Number 3, the victim. You need to know that they don't want solutions. You need to know where to draw the line. I mean, there's only so much you can do when someone doesn't want solutions and doesn't want to help themselves. What they want is to drink up your energy. They're emotional vampires. So don't give them your precious time and energy. And you don't have to worry about them. They're fine. They'll drop you faster than you can blink because they're busy looking for the next poor bugger to feed off each other. And they'll forget you ever existed. So if you're disappointed and saddened that they could drop you just like that, I want you to know this. Them and the new poor bugger are probably clinking glasses filled with your tears. Trust me, don't feel bad. 4. The skeptics. People who doubt you and your spiritual journey. These people can find fault in a newborn puppy. That's what they do all day long, doubt and find fault. They don't see the synchronicities that you see daily when you're on this spiritual path. Now, before anyone accuses me of being too woo, the scientific term for synchronicities is pattern recognition. Pattern recognition is intuitive intelligence, so never let skeptics discourage you, okay? If you think, because of what they said to you, that you're doing life wrong, so what? If you're doing life wrong, you'll learn, won't you? And that's a step more than they'll ever get. You do you, mistakes and all. One day you're going to wake up with all the answers you seek, and you'll know how to join all the dots. Meanwhile, they're still not aware that there are dots to join. 5. Gossip mongers. Know that there's a difference between warning you about someone and merely being busybodies. And the difference is their tone. Warning you of a certain person sounds objective with no personal investment in it. But gossiping, however, has an expression of delight. And they go beyond just warning you. They can go on for hours or days if you let them. Don't let them. Don't entertain them. 6. People who can't say no. They're time wasters. You'll be setting yourself up for disappointment after disappointment. With these people, don't even bother to have a backup plan. Just assume that their yes actually means no, and you'll be fine. People who are reliable usually take some time to think about it first, and then they say, okay, I'll see what I can do. Now, I don't mean something as trivial like, can you pass the salt? I mean something that requires more commitment. Their reply might sound reluctant, but it's only because they respect you, your time, and your plans, and they don't want to let you down. Whereas people who can't say no have no problem letting you down. 7. People who love drama. When you know that something can be solved in minutes, they take the long, scenic route. They misunderstand you, so it takes longer to find the solution. Don't you see? That's the whole point. They go off tangent, so they find some happiness in your frustration. They complain a lot, but do you see them trying to solve their problems? Which is probably imagined in the first place. And if it's not imagined, then they're very imaginative with their excuses. Drama makes them feel important. Do you want to hang out with people whose sense of importance is drama? Or do you want to hang out with people who are truly important? 8. People who are always negative. Look, they can't help it. It's who they are. Just let them be. But you don't have to engage in or absorb their negativity. If you do, then, it's your fault. If you really can't avoid them, then try to put up a mental wall and be very aware that you do not absorb their vibes. So those are the 8 types of people you should be wary of, especially at the beginning of your spiritual awakening. But also know that there's a huge difference between being judgmental and being discerning. I mean, people can do whatever the F they want. You don't have to judge them, but you must be discerning so you don't waste your precious time on them. Haven't you realized how many people are time wasters? Come on, be kinder to yourself. Hang out with people who appreciate you, who respect you and your time. Spiritual awakening, it's like a game of snakes and ladders. The people you know along the way will either elevate you or take you down. But one day, you will be strong enough to climb the ladders and not slip down. I hope this helped. You have a great week ahead, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for listening. If you found this of value, please follow and share it.